Baby boomers are a generation that grew up experiencing Spider-Man only as a comic book. And millennials think that his superpower is every time he takes off his mask, he's a different actor. That's too big of a chasm. It is. So I feel like it's my job to translate between the generations. Like I had to explain gender to my dad. That was an interesting conversation. It was. This is a thing his whole life has been a true-false question, and I had to tell him, no, it's an essay now. This is a man who gave up on technology when DVDs came out, just so we're clear on his starting point in this conversation. I had to explain to him that gender is on a spectrum. He grew up watching black and white television. He didn't even realize color was on a spectrum till he was in college. Now I gotta tell him there's a lot of things on the spectrum. Gender, most of my friends in comedy, it's a wild world out there. It is. His favorite athlete? Bruce Jenner. Yeah. I had to sit my father down and tell him, Bruce Jenner no longer exists. He's like, Bruce Jenner's dead? I'm like, oh, way more complicated. But he asked me questions, and that's what I love about him. He asked me questions. He wanted to understand it. Because some of them were easy. He's like, how you spell Caitlin? I'm like, hey, don't worry about it. I'm pretty sure nobody knows how to spell Caitlin. I think you'll be all right. But question number 2 was about gender reassignment surgery. That's question number 2. I'm like, really? That's question 2? I'm like, oh, it's a huge leap. Look, I can't possibly understand the plight of a transgender person in America. I can't, but I did grow up Generation X, listening to gender fluid music of David Bowie and Prince. So I may not understand what you're talking about, but I'm still going to listen because I'm not missing the next Purple Rain. I swear, I'm not. So I tried to explain it to him in terms he could understand. He's like, what's gender reassignment surgery? I'm like, it's sort of like Uncle Andy. Uncle Andy had gastric bypass surgery. A transgender person looks in the mirror. They're like, I don't feel like the person I see in the mirror. And one morning, Uncle Andy looked in the mirror. He's like, I don't feel like a heavy person. I feel like a slender person. And then he went and had surgery, and he became a slender person. That's basically gender reassignment, Dad. Uncle Andy's transgender, but with cellulite. And is that an oversimplification? Yes, of course it is. Of course it is, but it answered the question he was asking. Because now when he hears the term transgender, he doesn't get irritated about some random public restroom somewhere in America. He thinks about the time he went fishing with Uncle Andy. He's like, oh no, I'm okay with it, whatever, you know? It did get weird the first time he saw Uncle Andy after that conversation. Because I think he conflated both of those things into one single thing. He just walks up to him, he hugs him, he's like, you can use whatever bathroom you want while you're here. And I'm like, oh, I think that's how all the bathrooms work in our house anyway, Dad. I think he called his shirt a blouse a couple of times. He may have used the term trans slender. I can't be certain.